Lionel Messi just scored his first brace since the World Cup final, and he did it in a way that left the entire football world speechless. Weeks after the heartbreak of losing to Spain on the biggest stage of his life, the Argentine captain didn't hide, didn't rest, didn't take the easy road back. He exploded. 2 goals, 1 perfect assist, and a brand new all-time record, all in one night. Within minutes, the world's top sports outlets were scrambling to cover it. This is the story of the night Messi silenced every doubt about his return, and what the world's press had to say about it. Stay with us until the very end, because you do not want to miss what comes next. Drop a comment below. Did you expect this from him? This soon? It happened in his very first full start since that gut-wrenching World Cup final defeat. Messi walked out for Inter Miami against Atletico San Luis in the League's Cup, and from the opening whistle, you could feel something different in the air. 4 minutes in, disaster struck. David Rodriguez rose above Miami's defense and buried a header, stunning the home crowd into silence. For a moment, it looked like the fairy tale comeback might have to wait. It didn't wait long. Noah Allen whipped in a razor-sharp cross from the right, and Messi met it in mid-air with a first-time volley of such brutal quality that the goalkeeper never even moved. His first goal since the World Cup. The silence turned into a roar. NEWA Stadium was just getting started. San Luis thought they'd struck back when Pinter buried what looked like the go-ahead goal, until VAR ripped it away, ruling it offside. The visitors barely had time to process the heartbreak before Venezuelan winger Telasco Segovia punished them again, slamming home Miami's second to make it 2-1 before the break. Then, as if the script had already been written, Messi struck one final time. Picking up the ball wide, ice in his veins, he slid it calmly past the keeper for his second goal of the night. His first brace since the World Cup ended in tears. But he wasn't done. Deep into stoppage time, Messi curled a corner kick with surgical precision onto the head of Michael, who powered it home for Miami's fourth. 2 goals, 1 assist. A complete, ruthless masterclass. Buried inside that stat line was something historic. With that second goal, Messi didn't just beat Atletico San Luis, he rewrote the record books. 14 goals in just 12 Leagues Cup appearances made him the all-time leading scorer in the tournament's history, blowing past Loftus Denis Bouanga, who had held the mark with 13. He did it too, without his usual partner in crime, Luis Suarez, still serving a suspension from last year's Leagues Cup final incident. No Suarez. No problem. Messi carried the whole weight of the attack on his own shoulders, and delivered anyway. Head coach Guillermo Hoyos could barely find the words afterward. Speaking to ESPN about that first goal, the volley that changed the match, Hoyos said the technique required to strike a ball like that, clean out of the air, at full pace, under pressure, was almost impossible to replicate. It was a reminder, he said, that even after the emotional and physical toll of a lost World Cup final, this is still a player operating on a level nobody else in the world can touch. It was only his second appearance back from the tournament. Days earlier, he'd played just 37 unremarkable minutes off the bench against Columbus Crew, without scoring, without much fanfare. Nobody was ready for what came next. The reaction from the international press was instant, and it was everywhere. In the United States, ESPN and Goal.com zeroed in on the symbolism. A captain who just lost the most important final of his career, coming back within weeks to remind everyone why he's still the most dangerous player on the planet. The money followed the moment. American analysts pointed straight at the numbers, noting that every time Messi steps onto a Leagues Cup pitch, it stops being a regional tournament and becomes a global broadcast event, pulling in sponsors, cameras, and millions of eyeballs to a competition that used to fly completely under the radar. France told a quieter but no less stunned story. RMC Sport zoomed in on the history being made, framing the record-breaking goal as undeniable evidence that Messi isn't just holding on at 39, he's still rewriting the sport's record books in real time. 39 years old, still doing this. French analysts pointed out just how rare that combination is. A player at the tail end of his career, still shouldering the full attacking burden of his team, still delivering when it matters most, match after match. Meanwhile, in South America, the coverage wasn't analytical, it was emotional. Argentine outlets leaned all the way into national pride, framing this performance as something bigger than football, proof of character, proof of leadership, proof that heartbreak on the world's grandest stage couldn't touch him. For South American media, the timing said everything. Of all the matches to deliver a brace and an assist, Messi chose his first one back. That, they argued, is what separates legends from everyone else. Spain's coverage, as always, stayed colder and more clinical. Marca and Mundo Deportivo broke the new Leagues Cup record down number by number, slotting it into the much larger story of a career already overflowing with records across 2 continents. No hype, just numbers. But even through that statistical lens, Spanish media couldn't ignore the obvious. Despite the physical and emotional wear of a lost World Cup final, Messi's output hasn't dipped even slightly, a fact they admitted defies every normal rule about age and fatigue in professional football. In England, BBC Sport turned the conversation toward the bigger picture, arguing that every single Messi performance is quietly reshaping how seriously the world takes American soccer. And it's not just him anymore. British analysts also flagged something else entirely. Suarez's absence didn't slow Miami down at all, largely because of a red-hot new connection forming on the pitch, the one between Messi and Noah Allen, who quietly delivered a career night of his own, recording 3 assists in a single match for the first time ever. That partnership is fast becoming its own story. Performance analysts are pointing to Allen as evidence that Inter Miami's attack is no longer a one-man or even two-man operation built almost exclusively around Suarez. It's evolving. That shift is sparking a much bigger conversation about homegrown American talent finally stepping up under Hoyos. For many, this new chemistry is the clearest sign yet that Florida's project isn't just riding on Messi's individual brilliance anymore. It's building something that can survive even when the biggest names are missing. Social media didn't just react, it exploded. Within minutes of the final whistle, clips of that first-time volley and the no-look corner assist were tearing through every platform, racking up views by the millions. Every comment section, every language, the same sentiment kept repeating. After everything he went through in that World Cup final, watching him come back and do this fast, this ruthlessly, it's exactly why so many people still call him the greatest of all time, full stop. The numbers back up the emotion. Since arriving in Florida, Messi has piled up goal after goal, assist after assist, becoming the single biggest reason Inter Miami transformed from an afterthought into a global sporting brand. This performance is just the newest chapter, and it came with a bonus most people are overlooking. Inter Miami extended their unbeaten run to 8 straight matches, quietly building the kind of form that has the entire league nervous heading into the rest of the season. His legacy keeps writing itself, one impossible night at a time, a reminder that not even the heaviest heartbreak of his career could slow him down for more than a matter of weeks. So tell us, fan of the greatest of all time, did this performance surprise you? Or did you know, deep down, that he was never going to let that World Cup final define him? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe right now so you never miss a single moment of what Lionel Messi does next. God bless you.